I don't know if he was saying he was a weenie for bringing up the fact that he didn't get his fucking money in 4 months, or the fact that you dumped them shits off in some oil stained pennies in somebody's driveway. Who the fuck is the weenie? Is you, sir, that did that dumbass shit that you did. Right out the pot, big up the knots, more 4, 5s and 9 than the deck of cars and they hot. Go up a car, whip up the lot, pull up at Walnut, y'all forgot. And this is Lala Madness, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Fierce Review. And I'll be discussing weird news because everybody loves weird news for some reason. So, and you guys know where to find me at too. So all social media platforms, Lala Madness. So I'm actually going to be discussing in this episode. A Georgia man actually receives his final paycheck of $915 in oiled covered pennies with a fuck you note in his driveway. Yes. So, Mr. Andreas Flatten of Fayetteville, Georgia. So that's basically on the south side. He worked for AOK Walker Auto Works in Peachtree City, Georgia. So y'all remember that place because I'm gonna tell you how dirty that shit was that he did, and then he had a couple things to say too about it. So yeah, but I'm gonna let y'all make y'all own opinions up about that. You know, I have mine, but we're gonna go ahead and let you know what happened. So now, he actually quit his job, Andreas did. He quit his job in November of 2020. His girlfriend, Olivia Oxley, so she even posted on Instagram in regards to the situation on her Instagram page, OX_ISMS, on March 13th. And then, you know, she basically stated that he had turned in a resignation letter and expected to complete the 2 weeks, you know, that's generally expected of you to do once you turn in a resignation letter saying you're resigning. That's not like, that's very typical. That's generally what's supposed to happen. Some people just be like, I quit and leave. But he tried to actually do it the right way and give a 2-week notice and all that good stuff. And so she also stated, quote, after Miles Walker of AOK Walker Auto Works continued to be the asshole he is and make a normal workday hell, making unnecessary comments about my boyfriend's daughter and just being an all-around dick, that 2 weeks turned into 5 days. So my boyfriend respectfully delivered his uniforms washed in a box, complete with another letter as to why he was leaving early, end quote. Now this caption is actually to a video that she posted on her IG channel showing all of the pennies in a driveway that was covered in oil because she picked it up and was like, ew. Like, you guys can go to her page and check the video out. However, if he was doing all that, I don't think I would have stayed around either to give your ass another 5 days of my damn time. Because 5 days, of course, you know, in the real world or in the work world, excuse me, is a week. So we get that 5 days a week, depending on what your schedules is like. So the first 5 days is what he made it through. He didn't make it to go into the next week and complete that due to all the assholish things that Mr. What's his name? Miles Walker at AOK Walker Automotive or whatever. He basically was an asshole to him. So who the hell, I don't have to stay here and work for you for these 2 weeks. I'm doing this as a courtesy. You know what I'm saying? Or to make sure that he leave on the right foot. But that ain't what happened. So he basically forced him to get the hell on, and that's what he did. So in the midst of that, Miles Walker, who was the owner, he refused to pay him, stating it was damages to his shop. You know the bullshit that the employer make up? So they don't have to give you your last check, or to try to weasel out of giving you your last check period when you know you brought your ass to work. So they try to come up with this happened, that happened, maybe. Well, in this case, I don't know what damages he actually showed or was trying to say that he, you know, was owed as far as these $915 worth of damages, because that's what the man check was supposed to be. Okay. So he actually, which being that Andreas didn't get his check, he contacted the Department of Labor, the Georgia Department of Labor, or Unemployment Office, because he never received his last check, which we know how the labor stuff goes. When you have an issue with your check, you go there, they'll try to get it straight with your employer if, you know, try to do a little mediation. before you have to go get a lawyer. Okay. So, being that kind of was on a slow road, he actually has said that he mentioned that he was going to contact a lawyer. Once a lawyer was brought into the conversation because he wasn't getting his money on time, there was a sudden delivery in the driveway. Keep in mind, they have been waiting for 4 months since he had, quit or whatever. That's a long time. So, over 4 months waiting on $900 and something. That's like how everybody was waiting on their stimulus checks. He was calling the IRS, blowing them up, getting on the website, all that shit. Same thing. He was calling the man trying to figure out what the hell was the money that he actually went to work for. And being that, we kind of like in a almost recession, it's looking bad out here in these streets financially for whatever's going on, especially due to this pandemic. People need their money right now. This is not the time to play with nobody's check when that man came to work. So, anywho. So, back to this delivery. So, the man delivered 91,515 oil-covered pennies, weighing 504 pounds, in somebody's driveway. Then put a note, like a letter, that said, fuck you on it. It said, fuck you, wrote on the outside of the letter, on top of these pennies in these people's driveway. So, he actually had been keeping Andreas, once the pennies arrived, he was keeping them in a wheelbarrow. Because I guess he figured that was the only thing he could keep it in without, being there was 91,000 pennies. So the wheels in the wheelbarrow though actually started to deflate. He said because of the damn weight from all these pennies. So he's saying now, as far as what he's doing with his time, he's now spending evenings sitting in the garage cleaning these coins. So, he said he think that's what's going on. That's going to be a lot of work for the money that he's already worked for. And that it was childish to do what he did. As far as his boss, Mr. Miles Walker. Who, yes, I agree with you, Andres, he was dead ass wrong. And Miles Walker, if you out there and you watching this, or anybody that know Miles Walker, you dead ass wrong. You should have paid that man his money with no damn damages at your shop. And you dead ass wrong for delivering all them damn pennies. Who the hell went and got all them damn pennies in the first place? Like, did it take you 4 months to like go get change for all the money you had to get these men all these fucking pennies? And like, what fucking prank is that you actually take the time to either get them delivered? Because I pray that you didn't really take the time to do all this yourself and then oil cover them and all that and then drop them off. That's like some dump truck shit, being that was 500 pounds. So, I don't know if he hired somebody to do this, but he was dead ass wrong. That man that worked for his money should not be sitting there still waiting on his damn money 4 months later, and then he has to call the unemployment office. He got to go threaten you with a lawyer for you to give him his money. When he did go turn it in at Coinstar, that's how much he ended up getting for it, because he had to take it to Coinstar. And then, Coinstar be charging. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just like paying a check cashing fee. I'm just saying. Why? Like, so he got to get money taken out of his check because... And that wasn't even a check. That wasn't even a check. That's not even leaving away saying that you paid them. The issue is done. You basically probably about to get your ass sued because that's exactly what the hell I would be doing if you put some $900 or something worth of pennies in my fucking driveway and you ain't paid me my check in 4 months. I got emotional damages, pain and suffering, all kind of shit going on. I'm gonna bring up some bills and everything, which probably is going on. Luckily, I don't think that was happening because the man was going to another job. But who wants to go to another job when you're owed $900 from your previous job and you still need to make sure you get it, get to the other job where you're probably going to be making more money and getting treated better. But yeah, that was some bullshit. But anywho, as far as the owner, so they did reach out to him. He actually told Fox 5 in Atlanta, that he paid Flatten in U.S. currency, which is Andreas. He paid Andreas in U.S. currency, and he did not wish to speak further on the matter. I guess feeling like since he's paid, he doesn't need to speak on it any further, and that it was paid in U.S. currency, and that's basically the requirement that the employer needs to do in order to satisfy a situation, which is say it's paid in U.S. currency, which is a bunch of fucking pennies. I'm just saying. So, he also stated as well to CBS 46 that he don't know if he did it or not. Once he was questioned about it, and he said he don't really remember. It doesn't matter. He got paid. That's all that matters. He's a fucking weenie for even bringing it up. So basically, he's saying that was his words, the owner's words. The man that dumped these $900 worth of pennies off to this man. He said he was a weenie for bringing it up. I don't know if he was saying he was a weenie for bringing up the fact that he didn't get his fucking money in 4 months, or the fact that you dumped them shits off in some oil stained pennies in somebody's driveway. Who the fuck is the weenie? Is you, sir, that did that dumbass shit that you did. Because you let somebody owe you some money, you want to pull up, call the lawyer, motherfucker, send somebody over there, you're going to do all that. Okay. Because the way he acting, I don't know. Because other former employees of AOK Walker Auto Works, which is, don't forget that location, people. Keep your ass from over there, because obviously he don't treat his employees good anyway. So they might fuck your shit up already, or whatever happens, because they're not pleased. They're in a happy environment as far as working. All that is a fact. Okay. Usually when people have shitty bosses, they deliver shitty work, because they not getting what they need in order to perform their job successfully, because they're dealing with an asshole or something like that. So, but the former employees, they did confirm that the repair shop had a toxic work environment, and that Walker would actually had an issue with female employees as well, and that he would rip up pay stubs in front of workers. I guess, I don't know, rip them up like as far as like their checks. Hopefully he was ripping up the pay stubs after the direct deposit. And he shouldn't have been ripping them up no way, because don't people need that if you're not, if it's not an electronic way to go online and find that? I don't know. Dude was just an asshole, period. Altogether. I don't know if he is still fucking open. Who let this man continue to pay? But I mean, Peachtree City, I guess they say they don't give a fuck. He gonna continue to pay business taxes there, so they fine with that? I don't know. I don't know how they work. But anywho, let me know what y'all think about this. How would y'all feel about these pennies getting dropped off on your driveway 4 months after somebody owed you $900 for some work you performed? Now, I know how some of y'all will get down out there. And I think he lucky that he didn't employ none of the other people, because it could have went a whole nother way. It wouldn't have just been, it would have been on the news for another reason. That somebody rolled up on your ass, came to your house, they did something to you, pulled up on you in the driveway, got the $900 some way other than these pennies being dropped off. So I'm going to need you to get yourself in check, learn how to treat folks, and especially if you have a business, you might want to, pay people right, not talk about people's kids, make sure, you pay them on time and shit, and don't get mad when somebody want to go find another job because you a bitch. At the end of the day, I mean, poor Andres, I'm sorry that you had to endure dealing with this fuckery over here. But the man ought to be ashamed of himself, and he sounds very immature, and if he does have a wife, I don't know how she deal with his shit. Period. Alright. And this is Lala Madness. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Weird News on the Fierce Review, and check me out on all social media and podcasting platforms. Mwah.